Okay, now. Okay, I'm back again. I realized I needed to change the title. Well, let's play Chapter 10. Blood Drive, Chapter 10. Reparations. Aiko and I had progressed through heavenly hosts, guided by the whims of the book, the school changing and shifting around us bit by bit. We were now faced with a peculiarity marked with a peculiarly marked door. Okay, so I guess it's time to... There are sounds of angry spirits emanating from within the room. It will be best not to go in there right now. Okay. So I guess I gotta go through this hole. It looks big enough to fit through. Yes, sure, go in. What's the harm in going into a tight hole? Oh, now we're here. Loose board obtained. The pillar is gone. Okay. Is there anything? Maybe that's enough? Is there anything? Can I do this now? No? Okay. I don't think the loose board will help me against the angry spirits. Yeah, go back in. Let's hope that I can actually do something here. Is there no... yeah. From the start I don't know where to vote. A loud roar resounds from within the sculpture. Oh. Is that... I don't know why that's there. That might be the mouth thing. What if I examine the blackboard? Nothing. Okay. Yeah. I'm already stuck. I just jumped into the game and I'm already stuck. Okay, turn back does nothing. It's gotta be something in here. Or maybe I didn't open the correct side of the door. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Oh, now it does. Now it works. Nice. It's way too quiet right now. Maybe I should take this opportunity to ask a few questions.
Aiko-san, Kuon sensei wa anata no onei-san datta no ne? ええ。私たち天神賞機関組は実はあの人のことよく知らないの。記憶がないというか。担任なのに？ええ。ねえ、クオン先生のこと教えて。どういう人なの？あの人は完璧な人よ。天才という言葉では収まらない。すべての理想という言葉が人間の形をしている存在。理想？まず11歳の時の著書が世界的ベストセラーになったのを皮切りに、文学界だけでなく科学、数学、 芸能、経営、経済と数々の分野において研究や発表、マネジメントで大成功を収めているわ。公益財団法人 PL 振興社が一代の社長であそこまで成長しているのもあの人の力。私の家、庭家はあの人の印税で一生かかっても使い切れないほどの財を得ている。けれどそのせいで家族の絆は完全に断絶した。両親は子育ても働くのも放棄して姉のお金で海外で遊び回っていて帰ってこないしね。そうなんだ。愛子さんはお姉さんのこと好きなの？
Yeah, you can tell me the reason you're called Froggy later. That, but that's not, yeah. Better not to mention it at all, exactly. Actually.
あの人は私を大好きみたいだけれど、私は大嫌いよ。昔から全部私の前にレールを敷いてしまうから、私には選ぶ権利も与えられなかった。
Once, when she and I were out at a shopping mall, looking to buy new underwear, there was an incident while I was trying on a new bra.
私これが好き。このブラがいいかな。
This kind of content in a horror game. Yeah, that's exactly what you're experiencing right now. She just stuck her head into the dressing room through the curtain. Ara. No, I don't need to do that. And then, as if that weren't bad enough, she came right on in.
ダメよ。愛ちゃんいい？体に合ったものを身につけないとせっかくのスタイルが崩れてしまうの。まだ若いからといって油断してると年齢を重ねていった時に必ず足かせになる。油断大敵という言葉があるけど、まさに今この時よ。こっちにしなさいね。
She'd left the dressing room for only a moment, but now handed me a luxurious, elegant, lacy bra from the gap between the curtains.
こんなの。
I complained, but I knew I'd eventually have to try it on anyway. So I just broke her down and did it.
ほら、やっぱり似合うわ。お姉ちゃんが買ってあげる。愛ちゃんは本当に可愛い。全部お姉ちゃんの言う通りにしなさいね。愛ちゃんはとってもいい子だからわかるよね。ね。
Kuon's smile was so pure and sweet, it was almost scary.
衣食住も親の愛情もすべて姉ありき。私の居場所を全部奪ってしまう。姉のせいで自分のない人生がもう何もかも嫌になって自暴自棄になりかけた時、私はレーグと出会い、魅せられオカルトに傾倒していった。霊力という姉にはない力を持っていることに興奮して体が震えたわ。これは私が見つけた力、私だけの世界。レーグオークションでの売り上げは具体的な数値となって私を高揚させた。なのにあの人はこの世界にまで踏み込んできてあっさりと私の先に立つのよ。忌々しいわ。そうだったんだ。なんかすごい人なんだね。まあ本当のところあの人のことは私もよく分かっていない気がする。
Yeah, I noticed your champion one in Rocket League. I did notice that.
行き過ぎた正義は悪になる。純粋すぎる悪は人を救済してしまう。世の中をよく見てみて。そうでしょ。一番正しいのは全ての答えではないのよ、きっとね。
Okay, let's save. The first chapter 9 is there. The second is this one. Okay, let's go up here. This space has become so corrupted that it's impossible to proceed any further up. Okay, so that way is impossible. That means I gotta go this way. Eyeball.
地鳴りがひどいわね。
校舎が崩壊に向かっているのかも。
まさかあの7番目の柱が。
目覚めだ。
誰？
ホンダはブックオブシャドウズが喋ってる。
涅槃が目を覚ました。
涅槃、コアのこと。魔女の魂が。
我々の接近を感じている。柱も涅槃に反応している。
Oh. Oh no, not him again.
やっぱり春雪くん、春雪くんよね。よかった。私
Inumada had been completely overtaken by the darkening, his hatred transforming him into a feral beast. His mouth was now slit on both ends, giving him a disturbing, almost fox-like appearance. With speed and precision, he beelined right for Aiko's neck and bit deeply into it, with obvious intent to kill. Is this a bad end? This might be a bad end. I caught up to the two figures, where I found one seemingly trying to eat the other.
今助けるから。でも私は逃げちゃいけない。ダメよ。悪霊、愛子さんを離しなさい。
I brandished the Book of Shadows in front of me like a shield, attempting to intimidate the attacker.
離さないとあなたを破壊します。いいの、私もこれでみんなと一緒にいける。
Sayaka!
誰の声？
Out of the blue, a girl I'd never seen before now stood in the creature's path. She was wearing uniquely designed green pins in her hair. Looking more closely, her body had a slight sheen to it and was partially translucent.
このバカ犬、何やってんのよあんた。
He's become a little dog. The rampaging Inimaro showed no signs of having comprehended Sayaka's words.
こんなとこまで追っかけてきて、あんた脳みそあんの？ほんとバカ、マジでバカ、バカ犬。
Now she seemed to have gotten through to him. He stopped, biting down on Aiko, releasing his grip ever so slightly.
バカ犬だよ。そんな姿にまでなって。
Sayaka's tone had a slight waver to it, belying her harshness. But her berating of Inimaru was working. His eyes were beginning to well up with tears.
あんたにはふさわしい女がいるってなんて言ったらわかるのよ。バカ犬。
He was so full on bawling now, and nothing seemed like it could slow his tears.
さんを許しなさい。わかった？
She was less reassuring him and more commanding him. Inamari released Aiko from his mouth entirely and became very quiet.
よし、偉いね、犬丸。アイコさん、このバカは私が連れて行きますから。将来アイコさんが寿命を迎えたら、みんなでまた会いましょう。
Aiko's face was all glazed over with tears, as Inamaru's. Well, Aiko's face was as glazed over with tears as Inamaru's. She nodded, unable to even raise her head. With one final, soft, serene flash of light, Sayaka and Inamaru both dissipated into the air, and were gone from sight.
アイコさん。ごめんなさい。変なとこ見せたわ。
Okay, maybe try to go up here now. Okay, it's still corrupt. Okay. Maybe continue through this part. I'm going to save. That was long writing. The sound of a monstrous explosion rang out, accompanied by a violent quake that rocked the very foundation of the school. This earthquake had triggered an unfortunate side effect. The hole connecting to the underground passages had been completely sealed off, This meant that Mochida and the others would have no choice but to find another way out. Where are we? Which part of Heavenly Host is this? That's a very good question. Maybe it would be best if we stopped trying to put everything in the context of the old Heavenly Host. Either way, the only choice we got is to climb the stairs. So let's get moving. Oh, buddy. A name tag rests beside the corpse. Martuba's tomb researcher, Yuki Fukasawa. Unknown. Various parts of body appear to have been eaten. We managed to escape to the hole before it collapsed and wend our way through numerous passages, finally arriving at the base of the enormous bell tower. As soon as we got there, however, there was another huge explosion. The whole school rocked beneath our feet. I was certain the class rep and Aiko must have felt these blasts as well, and could only hope beyond hope that they were both alright. Monstrous explosions continued to echo through the bell tower repeatedly, and violent tremors shook us again and again, seemingly without end.
なんだ！7番目の柱が光ってる。
The Sephiroth of Knowledge was indeed lit up, spewing its disquieting green flames every which way.
愛ちゃん、篠崎さん。
行ってみよう。ナオミ、背負ってやる。急ぐぞ。
Let's go to the top. 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 To the top we go. There's the impaled Yoshi Castle. And we're going further up. We can't stop here. The Sephiroth of Knowledge wasn't the only thing to be found at the top of the tower. There, waiting for us on the landing, was Magari Mizuki, holding Satsuki Mizuhara by the neck.
お前。
She let go of Satsuki, who tumbled to the ground like a ragdoll.
さつきちゃん。
生きてる。死にかけてたから連れてきた。アイコもアルミも涅槃の中心へ行ったわ。
なんだって。
人知の及ばない世界よ。見なさい。知識のセフィラが涅槃の目覚めに反応している。この校舎はもう数分のうちに壊れるわ。すぐに幸せの石で帰った方が身のためよ。
あなたはどうするの？
幸に壊された。
Magari flashed a bitter smile and showed up of the rubble that was once a pair of ever-after stones. She seemed almost proud of what she'd been through. Miss Kuon then produced her custom-made PL promotion stones, which had also seen better days. They were full of cracks, with a strange blue gas seeping out here and there.
こちらもなの。霊力が溜まるどころか、どんどん抜けていく。
マジかよ。クオン先生。
どの道みんな死ぬ運命だったみたいね。参ったな。バルド心配してるかな。
Magali scratched her head and looked for all the world like she'd resigned herself to her fate. It was a sight entirely unlike her. There wasn't anything we could do at this point but stand there and helplessly watch the pillar pulsate, knowing that it could blow at any moment. And it was then when we'd all resigned ourselves to our fates, as Megari had, that Miss Kuon suddenly looked down at her wristwatch and spoke.
サトシ君、
はい。
君の世界にいた私はいい先生だった？
え？
中島さんが言ってたっけ？確かゆい先生？
はい。 君の世界って、なんでそのこと知ってんだよ。
ミスト君も言っていたでしょ。オーラの色でわかるの。あなたたちは違う過去に存在していた人。
確かにゆい先生は面白くてドジで最高の先生だよ。でもクオン先生だってゆい先生と同じくらい優しくて楽しくてさ。
私も先生のこと大好き。
I was still straddling Satoshi's back and could barely form a coherent sentence, but somehow I knew. But I somehow knew if I were to say it, that now will be the time.
ありがとう。
Miss Kuon smiled brightly.
後悔もいっぱいあったけど、今の言葉で救われたかな。
天才と呼ばれたあんたでもそう思うのね。
計算の技能が早いのといろんな知識が豊富だったのは単に私が異常な脳をしているだけよ。天才とかそんなのじゃない。こんな寿命まで見えてしまう人生にあなたは魅力を感じる？
I might be able to play something with you after this game, but I don't know how long this game is, so I just gotta wing it by now, for now. So we'll see if I'm able to play. Miss Kuon turned her wristwatch so everyone could see it. The counter displayed the number 300, and it was counting down, second by second.
その時計。
寿命時計。最後の1秒まで無駄にしたくなくってね。
I hope I don't have to do a part 2. I'll probably finish this game, this chapter today. I'll probably do that because, yeah, I have a couple of hours on me. Life clock, a device capable of reading and displaying one's own lifespan. Ordinarily, I wouldn't put any stock in the accuracy of such a ridiculous-sounding contraption. But this was Miss Kuon we were talking about. Thinking back to everything she'd accomplished in the short time we knew her, we knew her, and all the technology she'd devised through PL, I couldn't help but believe every word she said. No matter how preposterous those words may have been, nor how much I wished them to be fabrications.
周囲に求められるがままに能力を使って命を削り続けてきたあなたは、肉体年齢は90を超えて寿命が近いって聞いてはいたけど、あの噂は本当だったみたいね。
Miss Kuhn smiled and slowly walked over to the pillar.
私がこの柱を破壊するわ。みんな下がって。
She had the other baby tooth from Sachi in her hand.
あの子の霊力があればできる。計算上だけど間違いないはずよ。
クオン先生。
私がいなくなってもあなたたちの人生は続くよ。どんな困難にも負けないで。
先生。
みんな元気でね。
やだ。
I screamed and I cried. I lashed out. This wasn't right. This shouldn't have been the end for her.
中島さん、サトシくんちの温泉は体も心も癒してくれるわ。またゆかちゃんと一緒に入るといいわね。あ、岸沼くんは小テストちゃんと受けること山崎先生に話してあるからね。
ああ。
やだもう二人とも泣かないで。男の子でしょ。早く、もう時間がないわ。柱も私も。
Still on Satoshi's back, as she descended the stairs, I screamed. There had to be another way. There had to be. Magari was the only one left who hadn't said anything yet.
忘れないでおくわ。あんたっていう天才を。マルトゥバは心霊医療から手を引く。
約束してね。
愛子は私が守ってあげる。
And with that, Magari followed us down the stairs, away from the pillar. Once Miss Kuhn had confirmed we were all out of range, she pressed her hand and Sachi's tooth upon the monolith. She suddenly began to breathe heavier, as if she were running out of air. Her years were physically catching up to her. All at once, she began to feel as old as her body appeared. She looked down at her watch. There were only 20 seconds left. With nothing left to hold them back, the tears began to stream down Miss Kuhn's face. The counter was down to 10. Miss Kuhn's arm began to fuse with the pillar, as if she were being pulled in.
そう思える。なんて幸せなんだろ
The upper portion of the bell tower lit up with a blinding flash and exploded with tremendous force. The entire school shook harder than ever. Each of us was blown clean off the stairs and knocked unconscious in the process. A piece of heavenly host blew out, leaving an enormous crater in its wake. A dimension of empty expanse, bright and white. A world without a single sound. There I stood, dumbfounded. I couldn't speak. Where am I? Is what I wanted to say.
先生。
出会えたことがもう奇跡なんだよ。死ぬのは怖くないって思って見ていた私の時計。寿命が来れば消えればいい。それまでただやることをやるって考えて生きてきたの。あなたに出会って生まれて初めて恋をして生きたいって思った時、時計のカウントが減らなくなった。恋っていいね。別の世界から来たあなたは私と出会った最初の日のこときっと知らないだろうけど、元の世界に戻ったらまた違う先生が君と出会うのかな。ちょっと悔しいけど私じゃない先生によろしくね。
Say hi for me to the me who isn't me. That's a strange sentence, right?
バイバイ。
Sensei! Sorry for making fun of that. My face was coated in tears and snot. I stood up, arms outstretched, but there was nothing I could do. She was gone.
ここは。
大丈夫、あゆみちゃん。
すごい地震だったわね。急がないと。
Another save point. This one. Let's check it. This door has been eaten away by the Nirvana. It will likely never open again. Okay, can't go there. Oh, body. A name tag is besides the corpse. Sobataya Junior High Class 3C. Nanako Hayami. Decapitated by door while peering out into hallway. And now I'm here. And the face is there. Why can't I examine that body? A name tag is besides the corpse. Martuba's tomb researcher, Keiichi Aoki. Heart stopped from lightning strike. How did that happen? Let's go here. Seems like a dead end. Let's go here then. Avoid the red blobs. Okay. To this path. Okay. Yes. I managed to make my way to the library. I do need to go here. I know I do. Because there are some books here I need to read. This. The first marked documents. I need 5 of them, I think. I need these pieces. Let's just collect them and then I'll write everything down. Okay, I have 2. Okay. I have 3 now. Okay, I'll have to write. I'll have to read out this thing. It says the same in everything, but I can at least read it once, right? This shell seemed to house a collection of documents written in Furdark runes. Unfortunately, it's all completely illegible. Okay, how many Furdark documents do I have now? I have 1, 2, 3, and 5. I need the 4. Where is that? Thank you for killing me. I'm going to down. Oh. There's the 4. Okay. Now I'm going to write down everything. The way you solve this is a word replacement. That symbol there is this word here is slaughter, and this is deplore. So SLAUGHTE and R. That's how you solve it, and you do it with everything. The hard part is, well, it's a bit spoilery, but you need to match the words together somehow. That's the hard part. I'm sorry I can't show my writing of this. I hope you just trust that I am writing this down. Damn it, I wrote wrong. I can fix it, I think. Yeah, sure. D U O R. Okay, next one. I. U. R. Hate. Next one. P. Hug. Next one. Rebuke. Reason. Just one more now. G. U. A. R. D. Smile. Okay. Now I actually need to fetch another piece of paper. Because I need to fetch. I need to match the words. Because it's not in order. I think you are supposed to do the opposites. But I'm not sure what the... I think I need to search this up. I have no idea how. I'm just going to put numbers on the words so I can know what matches them. I don't think I should try to figure out this now. And I'll say, I'll try to say the words that matches together when I do it. Food dark. Come on. Okay, slaughter and deplore is together, I think. No, they're not together. Okay. The sentences are: the soldier bore witness to the slaughter. The Lord says thou shalt rebuke this massacre. That's, I think, the first one. Let's just say. Question, slaughter, answer, rebuke. Okay, yes. 1 and 1. Question, deplore, answer, hug. Question, skewer, answer, guard. Question, hate, answer, reason. Question, peer, answer, smile. That's the way it's solved. So I'm going to read out the sentences then. Now I know that's the right one. The soldier bore witness to the slaughter. The Lord says, thou shalt rebuke this massacre. Thou hast came to deplore it. Hug them tight to hide thy deplorable acts. The witch on the skewer died with naught, but thou canst guard against the pike. Thou hast hate in her heart. Thou needest to meet hatred with reason. Mothers peer upon thy kin, merely smile when they look upon you. That's the sentences. And I have written it down, so I know what I'll need to answer when the time comes, because I do need it this chapter, I think. But I don't need anything more here, so let's go back out. Let's try to make again. Oh, this is probably time for the loose board. Yes. Okay. Can I save? Yes, I can. I'm going to create another save. There. What is in this closet? There are various articles here on witch hunts that occurred during Middle Ages. A palpable malice emanates from these documents. Oh. That's probably not a good thing. Let's open this door. Yeah. This is a maze. And I think those are dangerous. Yes, they are. Okay, I'll just reload. I'm going to find a way through that part without ticking off them. At least most of the way through. There should be a path, right? Damn it, not that path. Okay, I'll explore this now, and I think I need to find my way through this. I need to find my way through that while those guys are changing me. I need to find the most efficient path. Let's save the system and reload the save. It's a good thing I saved. If I lure that guy with me around here, I can probably... Damn it! This is hard. Damn it! Should I go to the bottom, maybe? I think that is the solution. Let's do that. No, not that day. I'll just reload now. I'm going to get through this. But it's damn hard. There are no creatures up here. So maybe I can use that to my advantage. Oh! Yes! Yes! I managed to get through, somehow. Let's examine these corpses now. A name tag rests beside the corpse. Martuba's tomb researcher, Noritake Nakada. Died swiftly, but of unknown cause. If you ask if I have to do that riddle, yeah, I do need it. Soon. Died swiftly, but of unknown cause. Body was skewered post-mortem. Name tag rests beside the corpse. Martuba's tomb researcher, Roihei Okamoto. Died swiftly but of unknown cause. Body was skewered post-mortem. What does that say? There are runic letters here. I can try to translate this now. It seems to be the letters I already know. We have O. This one right here is O. And this is B. And this is E. This is... Oh, I don't think I have that one. This is S. This is O again. And this is U. Yeah, that doesn't help me anything. Anyway. It's probably just nonsense writing on the wall, likely. And they digress besides the corpse. Matuba's tomb researcher, Hiroki Iwasawa, died swiftly but of unknown cause. Body was skewered post-mortem. A name tag is besides the corpse. Matuba's tomb researcher, Motomasa Maeda, died swiftly but of unknown cause. Body was skewered post-mortem. A name tag is besides the corpse. Matuba's tomb researcher, Tatsuya Miyazawa, died swiftly but of an unknown cause. Body was skewered post-mortem. There was a single white door in the back of the crystal-filled room, along with an enormous red standing cross. The walls were lined with the crucified corpses of what looked like to be Matuba investigation team sent in before us. The Book of Shadows spoke once again.
いよいよね。
愛子さん、お願い、もう引き返して。
くどいわよ。
お願い。足手まといになるかもしれないから言ってるの。あなたが。
Aiko was at a loss for words.
ごめんなさい。
I draped my head and apologized for the sudden outburst. I'd intended to be looking out for Aiko, manufacturing an excuse to keep her out of harm's way, but it came across harshly. It worked, however. Aiko hung back, and I stepped through the door on my own. Let's do this! Let's fight the witch! Inside was another realm entirely. One in which heaven and earth alike sat in ruins. The sky was a twisted coil of red and black, and the ground, or what was left of it, was a little more than a black mass. The floorboards from the school stretched before me, converging at a shining staircase leading up to the unknown. And high above all else loomed a conspicuous object, shining brightest of all. On another mass of floorboards below me were Kishinuma, Mochida, Nakashima, and Magari. Yuko and Satsuki were there too, though they were both clearly unconscious.
篠崎、大丈夫か？なんだよこれ。
I cracked a slight smile at Mochida's panicked reaction.
みんな、どうか生き残って。私、決着をつけてくる。
篠崎、お前まさか。
あ
ないわよ。
My mind was made up. I was going to do this no matter what. I took my first step up the staircase.
待てよ篠崎。篠崎。
Nakashima addressed me with much effort, as she still seemed to be in tremendous pain. It was immediately some comfort to receive so much support from my friends. The stairs faded away behind me, quite literally, each one vanishing as soon as I stepped off it, actively rejecting the notion that anyone but the bearer of the book could be there. I continued climbing until I hit the top, which left me right at the foot of the shining object in the sky. The last of the steps disappeared, leaving me floating in midair. I clasped my arm around the Book of Shadows.
しっかりして体勢を戻せ。
I tucked the book under my arm and started leveling myself out a bit. Almost immediately my vision began to blur. It all looked like the world around me was melting. It took me a moment to realize that it was actually motion blur due to the extreme rate of speed at which I was flying. The shining object was getting closer and closer. Okay, I do need this now. Whew, let's do this.
いっぱい悩んで逃げて後悔してきた。関係ないって自分の殻に逃げ込む癖がついていた。けど道はこっちにはないって気づいたんだから、覚悟したんだから。見ててお姉ちゃん、目は閉じない。痛い。何なの？
The following events had all happened in rapid succession. The runic letters on my thigh from the bloodbath at Yoshi Shinosaki's estate began glowing red and spurting blood. As I was observing and confirming this, 4 small blue lights were drawn to me like moths to a flame. Once they got within arm's length, they stopped moving and just hovered. I had a feeling I already knew the answer. These 4 lights were giving off a gentle, caring, friendly glow. They were the purest and strongest lights I'd encountered here. I felt more reassured than ever just by looking at them. In my mind, I could understand them without the need for words. Their aura was as inviting as could be. I began to cry. This was no time to lament or mourn, though the runic letters on my arms now began glowing red and spurting blood, just as the ones on my thigh had moments before. The Book of Shadows spoke again.
ここで死ぬようでは俺を使う資格はない。俺を邪術を使いこなす。
Okay, time for quick time events. When Nirvana addresses you in Futhark, you may answer back by pressing in the quick time buttons to use Futhark lettering of your own as indicated. 1 is A, 2 is B, and 3 is C. That's easy. Hate is reason. 1. Damn it. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Okay. The skewer is guard. That's this one. No. I pressed wrong button. It's not easy to do this. Peer is smile. That's one. I need to memorize the order. Damn it. 1, 2, 3. Deplore is hug. 1. There. I did 1. Okay. Skewer. Oh damn it! I didn't read that one. Is peer. Let's try 2. Damn it! I have no choice left. 1, 2, 3. Hate is reason 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Deplore is oh, I wasn't fast enough. Damn it. I wasn't fast enough. That's what I need those for. Do you understand now? Let's save. Skip. Okay, back to this part. Okay, 1 is there. Okay. It might be actually quite easy to find those things. Let's do this. We have hate. That's reason, and that's 2, I think. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We have slaughter. That is rebuke, and that's 2. No, that's not 2. Wait. 1, 2, 3. We have slaughter, and that is rebuke. That is 3. We have slaughter again, and that's rebuke. That's 2. We have skewer, and that's 3, and that's guard. 1. We have peer, and that is smile. That is the first one. No. Damn it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have hate. That is a reason. That's the 2. Yes. I awoke to a white expanse stretched out before me and realized I was still in midair. It almost seemed like I was above the clouds, looking down on the world below. Finally, the light from the Book of Shadows faded, its power spent. I immediately lost my balance and fell through the sea of clouds, landing with a thump. Before me, I saw a young blonde girl sitting in the nude. The entire area was so blindingly bright, though that I couldn't make out who she was. The clouds clung to the ground, even here, giving my surroundings their unearthly glow. Pure white, as if this were the aftermath of a blizzard. I could make out new details the longer I focused, and now noticed that the girl before me had almost translucent blue eyes, with now no eyebrows. She was gazing fixedly at me. I could only think of this being as someone who existed beyond all human knowledge. I addressed her with a fearful break in my voice, but she just continued staring at me in total silence. I raised the Book of Shadows, but the girl's expression did not change. The girl spoke, but I couldn't understand what she was saying. The girl stood and began approaching me. I tried to take a step back but tripped and fell. This is when I first noticed my surroundings. The clouds had receded a bit, revealing no snow broth, but a thick forest of half-dead trees. The girl approached me slowly, one step at a time, in an almost rhythmical manner. Her mouth opened wide. And a large branch popped out from the back of her throat. Suddenly, she was crucified, directly in front of me. The blood splattered everywhere. I was completely drenched. I screamed and tried to move back, but my legs had given out. Meanwhile, the Book of Shadows lay on the ground. It was the farthest thing from my mind at the moment. Then, from behind this skewered girl, I caught sight of another girl who looked just like her flaming body hanging from a tree. It swung very slightly in place, creaking and groaning with each revolution.
Evento soffocare con l'impastanism!
I could hear accusatory yells in the same foreign language coming from hysterical men and women in the forest. I shifted my focus from the burning hanged girl on the tree back to the girl in front of me, and she too was now completely burned. She continued walking toward me, a little by little, step by painful, deliberate step. And when she finally reached me, she put her hands around my neck and began to choke me. Thinking quickly, however, I grabbed the girl's arms, pulled her in, and gave her the biggest hug I could muster.
言葉はわからないけど伝わってくるわ。虐殺された命の悲鳴。あなたに何があったのかはわからない。でも多分あなたにそっくりな少女を私は知ってる。
The burned girl stopped moving entirely. I guess I'd gotten her attention.
悲しくてその子は命を奪われてからもお母さんのことが大好きで誰にも許されなかった。苦しんで助けを求めるままに自分をなくして呪いに溺れて。
My eyes began to overflow with tears. I loosened my grip slightly, and the burned girl began to stroke my cheek deliberately yet strangely.
あなたの憎しみと怒りは正しいわ。でも悲しみの連鎖は誰かが止めなきゃならない。かわいそうでもあなたにしかできない使命なの。
She continued to stroke my cheek, but then also raised her other hand to my eye, struck out her finger and jammed it right into my eye socket. Pain shot through me in one incredible wave. From somewhere deep within my head, I could hear the sound of a foreign body digging around my muscle tissue. Her finger had directly cut my ophthalmic nerve. Between the intense agony and the deeply disturbing sound, I felt like I was on the verge of insanity.
きっとこれはこの子が感じた痛み。この痛みを共有できなければこの子を理解することなんてできない。私は逃げない。
That's decided. I allowed my body to give in to the convulsions that had begun racking it. I was trying not to consciously focus on the pain, instead focusing on the girl. I felt as if I were mere moments from choking my own tongue when the girl's finger finally dug my right eye out of its socket completely. Words could not describe the extreme pain. I cramped up completely and began shivering. The girl then put the sticky, bloody eyeball in her palm, displaying it triumphantly in view of my other eye for a moment before squeezing it with every ounce of strength she had. It still had some elasticity to it, so it expanded in her hand until its length had roughly doubled, but it could only take so much, eventually exploding into milky white and red goo. Yet, I still refused to show any signs of intimidation. I did not react. I waited until the girl's eyes met mine, then flashed her a soft smile. She looked genuinely puzzled. And then she threw herself at me, and our lips met. I hugged her once more, in spite of my trembling arms. A huge shockwave shook the air, transforming it into light and shattering around me. I could hear Kishinova and the others yelling out in shock, having witnessed everything from the bottom of the stairs. Aiko was there too. When the light settled, I was standing at the top of those mystic red stairs, which had now reformed and stretched down below me to the remnants of heavenly hosts. I held my gored out right eye socket in my right hand and the Book of Shadows in my left. I slowly, solemnly descended those stairs of light. Continuity error. She still has her eye in that model.
篠崎、お前無事だったのか。
いいんじゃ。
篠崎、その目、怪我したのか。
大丈夫。あの子をここに戻すための優しい傷だよ。
The Book of Shadows in my hand had a white sheen to it now. I gave a weak smile and slowly formulated in my mind the exact words I wanted to say.
みんな、ごめんね。私のためにみんながひどい目にあって、どんなに謝ってもやっぱり許されることじゃないって分かってる。これ以上みんなを傷つけさせないよ。この涅槃から守るから。
何言ってるの。
どうしたんだよ篠崎。急に変なこと言って。
大丈夫、心配しないで。今度こそちゃんと守るって決めたの。
おい、篠崎。
Kishinuma seemed especially perturbed by this resolution. He must have thought I was on the verge of sacrificing myself for the greater good or something, and rightly so. But the section of floor where I stood was up too high for Kishinuma or any of the others to reach me. They couldn't stop me, not anymore.
篠崎、
私だって篠崎の末裔。幸子がそうしたように、私もこの涅槃を飲み込んで封印する。
幸子のように。それってまさか。
I've been too embarrassed to look my friends in the eye while informing them of this, but knew I had to now. It was my last chance. I looked up at them, cheeks a little red.
お別れかな。
I giggled as playfully as I could.
いい加減にしろ。お前はもう十分傷ついたろ。もういいんだよ、篠崎。
Kishirima was downright hysterical, but I still kept that same bright smile on my face. I wouldn't let go of it, no matter what.
でもね、いいこともあるの。吉江さんの記憶で見たんだけどね。天神症ができる前、幸子がこの涅槃を封印した時は、この涅槃に消された人の存在を取り戻せたの。
取り戻す。
篠原さんや鈴本さんたちみんなの思い出をこの世に取り戻せるかもしれない。
篠崎。
私は幸せだよ。ここでお別れになってもみんなの記憶にいるんだもの。それに比べて
篠崎。
今のままじゃ篠原さんや鈴本さん、森重くん、ゆい先生、それに涅槃に存在を消されたたくさんの人が悲しすぎる。
お前はそれでいいのかよ。人のことばっか考えてんじゃねえよ。
My facade had finally cracked. A single tear rolled down my cheek, then another, and another. And with impeccable timing, the Book of Shadows spoke, striking me while I was down.
残念だが、お前に救いは来ない。この邪術を行使するには、それなりの代償が必要だ。幸子ほどの霊力もないお前は、代わりにお前の存在を失うことになる。
なんだと？
涅槃に触れる以上、存在に関しては生涯反動を受けねばならない。誰の記憶にも残らない。思い出されもしない。これまでお前が生きた証がすべて消えるのだ。よく考えろ。
篠崎、なあ、冗談じゃねえぞ。お前の存在そのものが消えちまうなんて、そんなバカなこと。
For a split second, I let my true feelings show, but then immediately forced a smile again.
でもみんなの人生を取り戻せるのなら。
なんでだよ。お前全然分かってねえ。
やめるんだ篠崎。他に方法はないのか。
そうだよ委員長、私はもう誰にも死んでほしくないし消えてほしくない。お願いだからやめて。
邪術は常に対価を必要とする。でもそんな未来、私も納得できないわ。ありがとうみんな。でも誰かがやらなきゃいけないことなの。私やるわ。
涅槃の脅威は残しながらも見守ってゆく道もある。いいのか。
問題を先送りして次の世代に不幸を回すなんてダメ。そうでしょ。
ならば付き合おう。だがただの人間のお前にこの膨れ上がった涅槃を取り込むことができるかな。
飲み込めばいいんでしょ。やってみせるわ。
I shaved a piece of flesh from the wall of Heavenly Host, fully prepared to illustrate this point. Without thinking too hard about what I was doing and ignoring every impulse in my body, I shoved the fetid meat in my mouth, chewed it and gulped it down. My face warped in horror as I felt the morsel slide its way down my throat. I might have as well have swallowed fire. This somehow triggered my back to pop open slightly and begin spurting blood. The bits of flesh I was unable to stomach were then quickly and rather ungracefully regurgitated onto the floor.
急いで外へ出て。玄関にケンセトの穴が開いてるから。
I then picked up the flesh I'd spit out and tried to cram it back into my mouth. I was determined to keep it down. It would have been a lot easier if it hadn't been glaring at me from my hands, however.
おい、やめろ。やめてくれ。
I turned to face Kishinuma, who was practically begging me not to go through with this. And it's not like I wanted to, I just had to.
やめてくれ。 頼む、そんな簡単にいなくならないでくれよ。
I smiled. The sentiment was truly heartwarming.
あなたはいつも私のこと見てくれてたね。気づいてたよ。あなたが私を忘れても私は忘れないからね、石沼くん。
Yashinima's eyes swelled up with tears.
頭ポンポン。嬉しかった。
I smiled again, even while tears were streaming down my face. This time, after swallowing the wall meat, blood began spurting from my head. Yet finally, my actions seemed to be having an effect, as the wall in front of me began to fizzle away into blood-red mist, ultimately vanishing before my eyes.
やめろ、やめてくれ。バカ野郎。
Kishinma collapsed to his knees. Another shockwave rocked the whole of the dimension. It was so enormous that the ceiling fell in and the nearby wall began to crack. Whatever rickety parts of the school were left had begun crumbling around us.
大したものだ、篠崎あゆみ。逃げるわよ、巻き込まれる。立ちなさい、あの子を犬死にさせたいの。どのみちこの亀裂では止めに行くのは無理だろう。格好をつけさせてやる。あれが幸子の血を引く後継者だ。
委員長。
忘れるものか、絶対。
お兄ちゃん、さつきちゃんも無事だったの？
ああ、さつきちゃんの方は目を覚まさないんだが。
だらだらしないでよ。涅槃ごとあの子に食われたいの？放ってくわよ。
よしき、行こう。
Before he left the area, Kishinma looked back one last time, but I was out of sight by that point. We carefully but swiftly made our way through the rubble of the former bell tower. Along the way, Yoshiki paused for a moment to look up at the stairs and caught a glimpse of Misto's clothes.
あれは
So he died too, huh? It was only a moment's distraction, however. Yoshiki, like the rest of us, were quickly continued on his way.
Yuka! もう少しだ、頑張れ。
急ぎましょう。
Yoshiki got up to follow, but instead just stood there. He wouldn't take a single step.
どうしたの？石沼。
Naomi, still on my back, saw Yoshiki motionless form, and knew something wasn't quite right.
あいつ人の記憶から消えるだけですぐか。涅槃を食い尽くした後はどうなるんだ。普通の世界に戻れるのか。
He seemed to be caught in a loop of doubt. He was trying to work through something in his head. and didn't seem ready to move again until he succeeded.
よしき、何してるんだ。早くしないと。
あいつが今いるのはその涅槃の中だぞ。
待て、よしき。
He turned toward the ruins of Heavenly Host and ran off.
お前ら出てろ。
And just like that, he was gone. Fallen rebel blocking us off from the passageway he darted into.
嘘だろ。
シキさん。
Try as we might, there was no pursuing him. He had made his choice, and there was nothing we could do to change things now.
仕方ない。急ぐわよ。
The school began to shake even more violently.
よしき、篠崎。
Yeah, there's not a text there. Not only was it shaking, but creaking and groaning as well. The school was definitely not going to stay intact for much longer at all. The red and black sky began to get sucked into Heavenly Host, little like smoke into an exhaust vent. With the beautiful, clear night scenery of the real world peeking out from behind it. And slowly the blue sky of day crept into view, ousting both the moon and the horrors of the nirvana alike. The 6 pillars disappeared from the earth, leaving only giant craters in their wake. The rising sun shone upon the death-ridden world, serving as a beacon of light and hope for the people who'd suffered beneath what could have been, and for a time, was an endless night.
この世のどこでもない場所で嘆きと闇の支配する大きな呪いの濁流は優しい少女の血と存在の犠牲によってせき止められた。死の運命は覆らない。取り戻した友達の生きた証は、それにより生まれる新たな悲しみで世界を満たし癒してゆく。世代を超えて受け継がれてきた守護者のバトン。きっと彼女なら世界のどこかでまっすぐに守り続けてゆくだろう。私たちの記憶からも消え去ってしまった彼女にはもう言葉すら届けることはできないが、いくつかの世界と運命が融合したこの未来で。
ナオミ、ご飯できたよ。はーい。
With a sigh of relief, Nakashima stood up and left her room. Next to the photo of her classmates, another photo stood on her desk, taken at Moshida's house.
きっとまた会える。力を守る者の矜持を胸に。
残
した言葉はどこへ消えてゆく凍えた時間の向こう不意に運んだ出る風何度でも繰り返されたさよならを聞かせて静かに滲んでく記憶に刻まれた笑い声も腕を下げ悲しみが見えてしまうあてのない明日へWith you
And here I sat in my own house in Hino's room. In the corner, in a wheelchair, expressionless and empty. With the book of shadows on my lap. There was no fire in my eyes, no life. I just sat and stared at a single point in front of me.
Book of Shadows 私は使えるみんな幸せになってね
The reflection staring back from the mirror wasn't me. It was Sachi, the girl in black. Sachi's eyes were covered by her bangs. Her expression was impossible to read. She was unmoving, unreadable, untenable, just a reflection of me.
みんな私が守るから私頑張るから一人でもいい
The Book of Shadows is in my hand, darted its eyes around frantically, its tongue dangling limply outside the frame of the tome itself. The house sat in silence for a moment. And then the doorbell rang again. The reflection in the mirror was no longer Sachi. It was just Ayumi. Just me. The Book of Shadows reverted to, showing itself once more as a plain, ordinary, entirely standard leather-bound book. The blue-white stones were tossed up in the air, where they danced a bit before tumbling back down. I could easily catch them with one hand. I looked up at the white house in front of me and smiled, a toothy grin. And I held onto those stones tightly, for they were my precious ever after stones.
やっと見つけたぜ。
EVP entries for Haruyuki Inamori have been unlocked. EVP entries for Sayaka Ue have been unlocked. EVP entries for Yoshiki Kishunuma have been unlocked. EVP entries for Ayumi Shinosaki have been unlocked. EVP entries for Naomi Nakashima have been unlocked. EVP entries for Kuon Niba have been unlocked. EVP entries for Magari Mizuki have been unlocked. EVP entries for Satoshi Mochida have been unlocked. Soulful testimony from Asami Imai have been unlocked. Soulful testimony from Yuichi Nakamura have been unlocked. Soulful testimony from Hiro Shimono has been unlocked. Soulful testimony from Eri Kitamura has been unlocked. Soulful testimony from Rina Sato has been unlocked. Soulful testimony from Rikako Yamaguchi has been unlocked. Soulful testimony from Saori Hayami has been unlocked. Soulful testimony from Yui Kondo has been unlocked. Soulful testimony from Tomohiro Yamaguchi has been unlocked. Soulful testimony from Mako has been unlocked. New Encyclopedia Obscurus entry has been unlocked. Queen. X chapter 7 has been unlocked. Jeg sa sisten da. Du trengte å si den siste biten. I'll see ya. This was not part of the Steam stream, as you saw. But I got a voiceover at least little bit, right?